Da-da-da-da. Take this off. Alright. Hello everybody, and welcome to my review of chapter 1002 of One Piece. So, as always, we're gonna run through the things that happened in the chapter, what I liked, what I didn't like, and go into it a bit. Another action chapter today. So, going over it, we have a beautiful cover page. Of Lucci feeding some pigeons. That's nice. It's very adorable. I love these cover pages. The art is always wonderful. You know, I had a really good day today. I didn't feel like recording, and this video is probably going to be out a little bit later than I should have it. You know, I really want to get these out Sunday, every Sunday, but I'm actually going to put some effort into these now. Yeah, I'm gonna be putting a little bit of effort. I'm sure that's shocking you guys so much, considering our last chapter. So, we have a demolition gust, which is we're finally getting that attack named, but it was the wind slash attack that took off Kiku's arm previously when the scabbards were fighting Kaido. Law just teleports out of the way, and Kid tanks the attack because he's basically able to control metal, so damaging the metal wouldn't affect him very much. But it does cut right through the metal. I mean, it was able to cut straight through Kiku's sword and her arm, but so it's a very powerful attack. But I also feel like it's probably one of Kaido's weaker attacks, and I say that it's probably the weak. Personally, I feel like it's the weakest attack he has. It's just Zoro and Kinemon are basically able to make Kaido's fire breath, Bodo breath, completely render it completely what's the word I'm looking for? Render it completely unusable, completely useless. There we go. I'm struggling with my words today. Zoro just deflects it, Luffy dodges it and goes in for a Gumu Gumu no Kong rifle. This is very curiously, because the way I understand Luffy's attack, when he uses rifle, he like twists his arm and then punches forward, so it kind of creates like a corkscrew punch, a spinning punch, and that adds more oomph behind it, I guess. But I'm looking at the way he's done it. I don't know if like because Kongan kind of goes into his arm, so I don't know if it's already like wound up and it's just the the artistical signification that it's wound up is just hidden behind all those layers of rubber, or it's just I don't know, but when he makes a punch there, the impact looks a little twisty, so it's definitely a rifle attack. I think it's probably the first option that I said. When he hits Kaido, he hits him like right in the neck area, between the scar and the head, and Kaido goes flying back a bit, and Kid like zooms under Kaido. His mech looks super weird here. It's like the head. When I saw it, I thought the head was like flat. The head of Kid's mech was kind of like flat against the belly of it, I guess. But it's actually leaning like a bit forward here as he zooms towards Kaido, grabs him in the head, and Frankie style suplexes him on the ground. Punk Vice, as he uses an attack called Slam Gibson in the Viz translation. By the way, we always use the Viz translation here. Also, if I didn't say it before, please like, subscribe, and comment down below with your thoughts of the chapter. I will repeat this again at the end of the video. This is your warning. And Law goes in, dodges Kaido, which I think he's lunging at him and snapping, and goes right near the scar and uses Gamma Knife. And he says here, I've never seen the anatomical chart of a dragon, but I guess the heart is right about here, and then he uses Gamma Knife, which we all think to be one of his most powerful attacks. I don't I wouldn't think Law would have any stronger attacks than Gamma Knife unless he's been training since, Dressrosa, because of Law's feelings towards Doflamingo, I'd imagine he went all out in that fight. Anyways, moving on. Kaido has had enough of these tricks, and they appear to be hurting him. Now, there's one thing I do want to say, and that's I feel like Oda's reasoning for Kid being able to hurt Kaido isn't as strong as the other two. Like, laws make sense for me. One, because his fruit is broken, and two, that generally makes sense. Because, yeah, because it just makes sense. You could hurt somebody on the inside, even if they're tough on the outside. And plus, we don't know, well, I assume, that Kaido and Big Mom's durability, balloon-like toughness, like they always call Big Mom the Iron Balloon, but I assume their toughness comes from like a special type of hockey. They always have this hockey about them. Just because the way Big Mom's power was portrayed in Whole Cake Island, that it she only took damage when she was emotionally hurt, and we know that hockey is closely related to will. That's also why I feel part of me feels like Law's power shouldn't be able to get back behind hockey. Shouldn't be able to, because when you look at his fight with Virgo, he completely just cuts through the hockey, not even not even a second thought. But personally, I feel that for Law's power to not be so broken, he would have to use hockey as well, and his hockey would have to be stronger than the other guy's hockey for him to be able to cut through his hockey and use his devil fruit. That's just my logic, but it doesn't seem Oda's rolling with that, and that's fine. It's just, because, hockey was this whole thing introduced, and it was, eh, One Piece is gonna be One Piece. Anyways, moving along from my power scaling rant, and that I feel like crushing technically doesn't work against toughness, even if it's hockey or to just like I have strong I have strong dragon scales. If it's either of those, I feel like crushing shouldn't do that much damage. Like I mean, I can imagine it does some, since crushing would technically be internal damage, but I'd imagine like the scales or probably his hockey would be able to help retain the shape of his body. Just saying. But I guess, I guess Kid had to put something forth in this fight somehow. But I feel like with such a powerful devil fruit as controlling metal is, he should be able to. Oda could have probably figured something out. Anyways, next we move on to Killer attacking Kaido. He uses Scyther Sonic, and it looks cool. Like, it looks so cool. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not like a big fan of Killer. Um, I'm not a big fan of Kid either. I like Law more, but I mean, like, it looks cool. Like, on a coolness level, Kid's a bit higher than. I mean, Killer is a bit higher than Kid right now because, like, I love sound attacks. It's just, I do like sound attacks. Not like Apu's, but like sound waves and vibrations and stuff. It's very cool, and I definitely like this attack. It looks so cool. Like, it looks like there are wavy, imaginary blades rotate, like a saw blade rotating through Kaido, and they're all like wavy and imaginary, and he's using sound waves to get past the tough skin and create like blades of sound or something. It's super cool. um, so I honestly I didn't like Killer's design before the time skip, but I do like his post time skip design quite a bit more. I'm not I'm not still sure about those weapons. Kinda, But they are pretty cool in this scene. So, and Kaido seems to be hurting from that. Then, Mamu, Big Mom, comes in and just smites Killer. Just straight up nails him right out of the sky. And Kid is not happy about that. Then you hear Mama going, Mama, Mama. That's my Big Mom voice. I love my Big Mom voice. Don't at me. And she's standing up there wielding flaming Napoleon in his cognac form and lightning in her other hand, just like, as long as you are under the sky, there is no escape route for you. I need to work on my Big Mom voice. And she's just like standing on top of Zeus, just shooting lightning everywhere. And Kaido's like, that's Kaido's like, ooh, they're a lot harder to fight as he's just like going in to just munch on Killer. Then Luffy comes in with the Righto Schneider right on the side of the face, helping Killer out there. And as he prepares to borrow breath, and Zoro asks Choppy to teleport me up there. And, first them, now you. I'm not a personal servant. That's what Law says. I love Law here. He's like a babysitter. He's like the only voice of reason in a group of unreasonable people. He teleports Zoro up there. Zoro, being a good vice captain, just cuts Kaido's blast breath with his flame rend. I kind of want to see Zoro give it like its own name instead of just Firefox style and using the Firefox names. Ah, poor Zoro. They call him Zolo. Thanks, copyright. He goes in for the one sword style Itoryu. And okay, he's using Enma here, and you can just see the aura emanating off of Enma. That's hard. That's a hard thing to say. The aura looks like flames, and it is so strong. Like the aura emitting from this blade is so strong. Big Mom has to tell Kaido to avoid the attack, and then he uses Flying Dragon Blaze, which is the attack he used against Ryuma at Thriller Bark. You know, the one that set him on fire and that used a flaming dragon. Very fitting in this context, He cut down Ryuma with that attack. Ryuma cut down a dragon. The attack's called Flying Dragon. Kaido's a dragon. Dragon duck, if you watch Tekken. He is a dragon duck fish god. Dragon duck fish. No, it's dragon fish duck god. I don't know. Tekken! Help! This is what I get for stealing jokes from other channels. And this attack is so strong, he just severs the horn off of Onigashima. Stealing another Tekken's joke, Muffin Mountain. Demon Muffin Mountain. And Kaido he's not shook he's not as scared as when the scabbards cut him, but he's like, whoa, that katana has Odin in it, and I do not like that. And Big Mom even says, we underestimated that. And it seems that, Kaido was smart enough to avoid the attack, or Zoro missed. Zoro never misses. That's why I say Kaido dodges the attack. And then, as the fate of every vice captain in this chapter gets smited by Bigu Mamu. And of course, Big Mom, Mama! And then she attacks them with God of Lightning, Tenjin! And strikes at Luffy, strikes at Kid, and strikes at Law, just sending lightning everywhere across the battlefield. Now, as a person who plays Final Fantasy XIV and mains Rogue, Tenjin. So in Final Fantasy XIV we get like three hand signals, which we can combine together, combine the hand signals for a special attack. And there's ten Jin, and then there's another one. But I know when you combine ten and Jin, the ten and Jin hand symbols in playing Ninja in Final Fantasy 14, you do get a lightning attack, Raiton, which is one of my favorite ninjutsus that I can use as a ninja. So that's a reference in this tag. I haven't watched the Ohara video, so I won't be able to, figure out the actual Japanese stuff unless I decide to do my research before this, which I may. If you guys are interested in perhaps learning the more cultural side of this, I'll have to, pick up Japanese and then read the raws, and I could figure all that out. But I'll try to, or if you guys just want me to do like basic research of what these attacks names are based off of, what I may know, and other stuff. So Luffy, just referencing back to the fight with the nail with all Big Mom's lightning attacks, is unaffected by lightning, and Big Mom is not happy about that. Then Big Mom says, "Strike! Why did that lightning work on you?" I don't know why I'm giving her Doofenshmirtz voice. I really need to work on that. I should stop this. I should stop this before I figure this out. And then Luffy, she's wondering why the lightning isn't working on him, and he gives the classic line, "Because I'm rubber," and he says, "You're gonna pay for what you did to them." So I'm not sure if they're out of commission. I don't imagine they're out of commission. I think they might just be like down for a bit, but they're gonna get up pretty quickly. I don't like what attack from Big Mom shouldn't kill them, right? So just like the first anime opening in Wano, Luffy goes at Kaido. He blast breath him. Luffy tanks the attack, just like cutting through the flames like a ship through water. Just like rising above the flames, tanking it. And Kaido's wondering for a moment, my flame doesn't work on him either. And Luffy just shouts, "Guts! Gomu Gomu no!" Kong Gatling pummeling Kaido across the face in a beautiful double rage Fred. There is no break this week. We are going right into it. And it is going to be great. If you cannot tell, I am absolutely ecstatic about this chapter. Ugh. I love anime fight scenes. Yes. This was a beautiful chapter. I don't have very much thoughts about how I predict the rest of the fight's gonna go. Um, I imagine it's just gonna be, punching, fighting, emotion, general One Piece stuff, you know? But I did watch Joy Boy's video, and he said a curious thing, which personally, I don't believe it, but also, he did state some pretty good evidence, and that's the Fire Festival might end in failure because Oda has already given us something pretty satisfactory with, Chapter 1000, and usually we get Luffy's fight towards the end of the arc. Looking at Enies Lobby. Either he'll cut away, or he'll, like, cut away from Luffy's fight, and then go do all the other fights, and then cut back right where we left off our fight, or he might do like a little time skip as Luffy's chasing the enemy. Oda likes to keep. Usually he doesn't do like I'm gonna cut here and return to this exact same moment, and just like basically it's like running different timelines at once. So like Luffy, let's take Luffy and Zoro for example. I have to explain everything super complicatedly, of course. So Luffy's timeline and Zoro's timeline, right? So we see Luffy, going to chase Lucci and stuff. Then an example of what I'm trying to say is he'll pause that timeline, go through Zoro's. Zoro's will go past where we left off with Luffy, and then like finish his fight, and then we'll continue. We'll press play where Luffy is, and then they'll slowly end up matching up, and stuff like that. Usually Oda doesn't like to do that. He likes to keep all the timers running. So usually he'll like if it's the cruise fight, and he's cutting maybe between them, or as the cruise fights are going on, he'll like pause all the rest and then do like Nami's fight, then Zoro's, then Usopp's, then everybody else's. Then he'll like you know do that, and but he generally likes to keep everything within the same time frame within the story. Is what I'm trying to say. So that's the evidence that Joyboy was using to make him worried, because if we have Luffy's fight at the end and we're starting off with Luffy's fight, Luffy might lose this fight and then maybe lose the rest of the other fights. I don't believe that's what's like. Okay, Luffy losing this fight, the 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 supernova losing this fight, and then going on, then the rest of the Fire Festival going on. This is what I think will happen. So if they lose this fight, like, I don't know, let's say Oda just cuts away next chapter or something, and we just like do all the rest of Onigashima or something. But what I believe is going to happen is Luffy's going to be like taken out in this moment, right? Kaido generally doesn't like to kill them, but also I we'll get back to this later. But I generally feel like Kaido doesn't like to kill them. So what I feel is gonna happen is he's gonna like knock them out or something, or like knock them into the sea, or like get them off the island, right? Then we're gonna get like the rest of the fire festival going on, not in Wano, but like the rest of the fire festival going on in Onigashima. We're gonna get the rest of the fights. They're all gonna win, and then Luffy and the rest of Supernova are gonna come back right when Onigashima is over Wano, and the fight is not gonna happen on Onigashima, but it's gonna happen in Wano. Why do I believe this? Oda loves drawing Wano. That's one reason. And two, this is the Wano arc, not the Onigashima arc. Plus, this little losing point would be a great point to end this act with quote unquote tragedy like a kabuki play, which we are kind of assuming this arc is based off of, but Oda might straight up do a 3-act structure. Or Oda may just like pause the fight here, go to all the other fights, and continue from right where we left off, like I explained before with my little timeline example. I don't know if you can hear the meowing, but there is a very unhappy cat across the door. um. So, but we might get that. Now, personally, I like the Onigashima thing because it's like I like the Onigashima over like the flower capital over Wano, because then Oda likes time limits. Like in his fight with Doflamingo, the bird cage. He had to defeat him before the bird cage, started getting too small. And this would be perfectly in Oda's book to have them like lose this fight but go in next round hitting harder. And this just always goes with Oda's style, that he's gonna make this a desperate fight, an emotional fight, a fight to the death. This isn't like other anime where you're focused on all these technicalities. No, Oda is an emotional writer. By the way, I may be in the works on a video about anime and emotions using emotional storytelling. So maybe watch out for that pretty soon. It's still in the works. It might be a while. I did a little bit of work on it. I'm gonna do quite a bit of work on a bit more of it. It might be my longest video ever, but I'm getting sidetracked. Generally, I think that's all the thoughts I have on this chapter. So, if you haven't already, don't forget to like the video because we are trying to grow, subscribe because you want more of my content. I love making stuff. If you don't know what I make, then go check it out or press the subscribe button now. And if you don't like it, you can unsubscribe later. But we are trying to grow. We are trying to make it here. So, subscribe, comment with your thoughts down below. I want to hear what you guys thought about the chapter. Generally, nobody watches these, but that's okay with me. I only make them because I like One Piece. But I also don't have very many people that read the One Piece manga that would watch these videos, but you, you know, that's just life. Anyways, if you want to give me some Fred, watch through the video, like and comment down below, subscribe, and I think that's all for now, folks. Good night.